What's up, YouTube? This is Let's Talk Horror Movies here, bringing you guys another movie review. Today I'm reviewing The Black Phone 2. Yes, I got a pin. This is at AMC. For any, I think it's for today, particularly. But if you go see it, you get a grabber pin. So yeah, this is a sequel. It's written and it's co-written by Scott Derrickson and I forget who. But it's co-written by Scott Derrickson along with someone else, and it's directed by Scott Derrickson. The stars Mason Thames, Madeline McGraw, and Ethan Hawke, and it follows after a couple of years after the first movie, where now it's dealing with Mason Thames' character and his sister having to go and figure out these three previous murders that connect them to this camp that their mom was at, that somehow connects to the grabber. So they have to go figure that out, and why is there a connection. And this is a Madeline McGraw film. Mason Thames is actually in here a lot more than I think. I remember I saw someone saying that he's not in the film a lot. He's in the film through the film, but it is Madeline. Like, I feel like it's mainly hers in terms of the main things going, but he's still a big part of the film. It's just now this is Madeline McGraw's, the character's turn to deal with this, because after Finney's situation, he's going through things, he's trying to figure out a way to dealing with it, not dealing with it, whereas his sister's now getting this call, getting hurt, getting the nightmares herself, and they have to go to this camp that is very a Christian camp that their mom used to go to, and now they have to figure out what's going on and have to find out what, like I said, the connection is. So what this movie does is give you the Nightmare on Elm Street take. After the first film was really cool and really successful, though I feel like we got a lot of the grabber, but the big part of what makes that first one work is the character development with Finney and his sister and their connection. You get more of it here because they're in the film together a lot more than the other one, the first one, because once Finney gets kidnapped, he's in the room and she has to go and figure out what's going on and find him. Whereas this one, they're now throughout the film together, along with a new character, Madame McGraw's kind of love interest in the film, and he has a connection to the first movie as well, which I won't spoil for you guys, obviously. But what I loved about, I just love their sibling chemistry, and just they're there for each other, even though Finney is going through things, and his sister's she's trying to be there for him, but he's just kind of the way his dad was after what happened to their mom, and he doesn't actually have any friends, kind of thing. And whereas she's looked at as kind of weird because of talking to God, or just believing in the supernatural and the ghost stuff, kind of thing. So now this brings into the dreams and how that just is really fascinating in the way they use the dreams in this film, because it gives you that 35 millimeter, which Scott has used throughout his career in terms of of Sinister and the first Black Phone, particularly. Those are the two films that he would use that, and it's so good here because it tells you that when you're in a dream and when you're not in a dream, and it's so freaking cool. It gives you such a raw and gritty and just disturbing kind of feeling of what happens, and you see the flashbacks to certain things with the grabber, and it's just, oh man, it is I love the look at this film, the atmosphere they give in terms of the snow, and when you get the graininess and that millimeter in the snow, and just the shots they use with the grabber, and just, oh my god, this is such a great looking horror film set in the snow. This is and also the Nightmare on Elm Street. It's obviously so much inspired by Nightmare on Elm Street because of the dreams and because of the grabber now being kind of supernatural. Not in the same way as Freddy, because I think you take the grabber much the thing with Freddy is that he's much more, playful, though he's killing you. Whereas the Grabber, he's, I think, still, you take him serious. I think in that sense, it's much more darker, obviously, because he's not fucking around in terms of, he's not, doing that, making quips or anything like that. And that's a Freddy thing. Obviously, you don't want to go too far into that for this movie because it's still much more as grounded as you can. But even then, once you get into the supernatural, I mean, because you already had that supernatural in the first film, so you're really you're picking more of the supernatural up, and it's one of the ways that you could bring the Grab. I think it's probably the most, I think, sensical, or most sensitive, the way to bring him back is this way. And it's, and the look they give Ethan Hawke as the Grabber, I think is really cool, and just creepy, and just, that mask it's just now so iconic as the Grab. Like I hope this does start I do hope to get at least one more, because it's because I feel like they now it's another icon, horror icon. Maybe not. Don't want to say icon because I think more. I guess I'll hold off on icon, but he's just so recognizable, and the Fonta stuff has him on the strawberry Fonta soda. So I mean he's iconic enough, I think, to know who he is. I do think we need another movie for it to probably to get to iconic status or something like that. I don't know if people feel that same way, and honestly, it does not feel like a slasher as much. It's like that mix of what Nightmare on Elm Street is with the slasher, but it doesn't feel like a serial killer movie, like in terms of like a crime serial killer. Like it doesn't feel like that anymore. It feels like that supernatural slasher, like Nightmare on Elm Street, which is the point, obviously, which I really loved about it. Again, the cinematography, the practical effects they use are really good. Again, performances across the board are just fantastic, mainly from Madeline McGraw, Mason Thames, Ethan Hawke, just really damn good. It shows that what makes these movies work are the characters, but also now bringing this supernatural horror element that just really hit for me. Again, there's some moments, like some comedy or some jokes that kind of really. There's one joke early in the movie that comes into play, and you're just like, oh. It eventually, because it's both of these jokes are in the same scene, and I ended up laughing at one of them particularly. It's the second one, and I'm like, oh, okay, that one got me. It's just the one that this joke happened. I'm like, I don't know how I feel about that. I really don't know. I think about it now. It is kind of I know what it was meaning to be. It just felt it was awkward, awkward joke, and it was kind of funny. But I mean, it wasn't terrible, but it'll catch you off guard a little bit. And then the two characters, these two adults from the camp, from this Christian camp. The woman's name is Deborah, and her husband, I think it's her husband. Pretty sure it is. They're the least interesting characters. They are just like kind of the butt of the joke, or they're just like they're just the wife is like demon child, or where do these kids learn this language? Kind of BS. It's just like, or kind of thing like that. And it's I could do without those, and I'll just leave it at that. There's other characters I don't know. Then there's four other new characters that are, I think, outside of those two characters I just mentioned, Deborah and her husband. I think those are the least interesting characters. There's Damian Blair, I forget his name, and his daughter. I think he gives a good performance, though I don't know how connected people will be to him, but he's likable. His daughter, I don't feel like gets enough time. She gets some stuff to do, but I don't think she's development wise is interesting. Like, I think they were hinting at maybe could be a relationship with Finney, but that never gets addressed or anything, which is fine. I don't think you need to worry about a romance there. Um, but there's moments where you kind of think maybe, because he looks at her one time and his dad mentions about it at another point. So, but so there's moments you could probably see there could have been something, but they never really get into it because this is Madeline's McGraw is film performance, and she's really damn good. The emotion she has to get, because there's some emotional moments for her, and you feel for her and what she's going through and dealing with, and also you feel for Finney. You really like these characters, and you want them to not have to deal with this stuff anymore, or dealing with, and and what you learn throughout the film. So in the end, I would say this is the superior film. In terms of it's bloodier, I think the characters are even better. It's disturbing, the cinematography, it's all top notch. I think, in my opinion, it's. I think this is now that just hit into my top 3 of the year. Again, I will see it again, but as of right now, this would be my top 3 of the year. I did not expect that. I had The Long Walk and 3, and this pushes aside. And The Long Walk is great. Weapons is good, but I have to put Black Phone 2 because visually, just even on a visual level, this is one of my favorite films of the year, just because of just the visual aesthetic alone. Add in all the other things that happen in the film, and that's just me being honest. When a movie can be able to go back and forth on the way they do the dreams and the non-dreams, I love the look of the film. Again, there's certain nitpicks I feel they could have handled with certain like those two characters a mentioned. There could have been some more there in terms of how you deal with them, but in the end, the Black Phone 2 is worth it. It's, like I said, it's bloodier. Character development is strong, in cinematography, practical effects, and this is a go out and see it for sure. Let me know what you guys thought. This is Let's Talk Horror Movies, signing off. Peace.